Hello, everybody out there. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Crawford County, Illinois Ghost Hunter Society live talk show. This is episode number 19. So we are going to talk about a few things here tonight. We got a late start, as always, having internet problems and had some problems with the program we used to start this show up, but that's usually a common occurrence, it seems like now. Like I say, we probably should have started the show at 8:30 now instead of 8. Happens every time. Don't know why, but that's just the way it goes, guys. But welcome to the Crawford County, Illinois Ghost Hunter Society. Again, this is live talk show episode number 19. The music tonight was by the Midnight Syndicate. We use their music on a lot of our videos, a lot of our intros and everything. We'd like to thank them for allowing us to do that. You can definitely check their website out at midnightsyndicate.com. And they've got a lot of music and everything on there you guys can check out. So go on there and definitely check out Midnight Syndicate. But visit our website, if you haven't, at crawfordcountyghosthunters.org. You can check it out. We also have an email address. You can email us at illinoishauntings@gmail.com. If I can talk tonight. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a rough start here tonight. You're going to have to bear with me. But if you're watching on Facebook, it's Facebook.com/Crawford County Ghost Hunters. We are also dual streaming to YouTube right now. All of our shows go up onto YouTube also. And I don't know if you guys know that or not, but that may be an easy way if you guys missed a show or something and you want to just find our talk shows in general, go to YouTube. And all of our talk shows go straight to YouTube and they're archived there so you can watch them. So that's an easy way to get to our talk shows, and they're all numbered if you want to go back and watch some of our past shows. So we also have a Instagram page at Instagram.com/Crawford County Ghost Hunters. You guys want to, because we have so many social media things and I manage all of them and it's hard to get to everything. So I apologize for that, but we try to post as much as we can on there. We haven't done a whole lot with it, but tonight we're going to talk about, what we've got going on again, what we've, the investigations we've done. And we're still talking about Pine Lawn because we went back to Pine Lawn Manor in, Sumner, Illinois, this last Friday. We done a follow-up investigation there where we didn't go live. We just wanted to go in ourselves this time without all the lights and the camera and all the people, and just see, what we could experience and see, and if we picked up any, type of paranormal activity without the live feed going, or, maybe we missed something with the live feed going. So we went back last Friday night and tried to, conduct a really serious paranormal investigation of Pine Lawn Manor. And again, we got some strange things throughout the night. We heard strange things. We heard knocks we couldn't explain. The main thing we're hearing in there is just unexplained sounds. Now, me and one of my team members, Amanda Routon, we went there earlier on and we interviewed a lady and she used to work there. And I'm not going to tell her name over the live feed, but we interviewed this lady, and she was telling us about all the strange things her and her husband had experienced at Pylon Manor in Sumner, Illinois. If you guys haven't heard about this place, haven't seen our live investigation, definitely go check that out. I mean, I think it's up to like 20,000 views now on that thing. And we had a lot of interest in it, a lot of people messaging us, still people messaging us. It's crazy. So that's why we decided to, work out a deal with the owner and do some haunted overnight and paranormal investigations there for you guys. And we're going to talk about that and announce all of our public stuff here in a minute. But first off, I want to just, talk about, Friday night and Friday afternoon. Me and Amanda went there early, to interview this lady. We got there at, I think it was 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So we went there and we interviewed the subject. She was telling us about all the things that had happened to her, where they had happened at, what the place looked like when she was there. She showed us what was original, furniture, what was original, like plates in the kitchen. I mean, she went through this whole place, pretty much with a fine tooth comb, and told us a lot of stuff we didn't know. And her husband was really cool too. He worked there back in the day. He was telling us about a story about a guy who was in a particular area. And if you go on our haunted overnight, we're going to show you guys this. But he was in a particular area in Pylon Manor there in Sumner, Illinois. And I guess they had a new guy working. He worked in maintenance, I believe. I'm not sure where this other guy worked at. But he came back into this area where the attic goes up into Pylon Manor. There's an opening with a door. And he was telling us how this new guy went back there, and I guess he was by himself, and he looked up into the entrance to the attic where the ladder was coming down, and he saw a pair of legs just go up the ladder. And he went there, there was nobody there. It was obviously, he said it was not a living person going up there. He said this was a ghost. Scared the guy so bad, he ran around the corner and jumped out the nearest window, guys. This is no joke. They said he jumped out the window and quit and ran down the road. I mean, that's pretty crazy. So, I mean, we are still getting experiences and stories from things that have happened in this place. And again, we're investigating this location. We're trying to do serious investigations there and show you guys, the public. That's why we're trying to do the haunted tours. And we like to do these haunted tours that are available to the public to show you guys some of these places we experience and that we, might find some activity we can't explain. The sounds are still the craziest thing going on in there. We cannot explain what is causing them. It's bangs, it's taps. And the weird thing, me and Amanda were in there at like 2 because we're going to clean the place up a little, hopefully before the haunted tours. The owner said we can go in and clean it up. And this isn't officially happening yet, but the owner, we've also been talking about possibly buying the place. He has offered it to us. So we will see how that plays out in the near future. As of right now, we are doing, haunted tours and overnights in there for the owner. So we'll see what happens with that, guys. But we may or may not, purchase Pylon Manor here in the near future. So you kind of heard that here on our talk show first. But that's going to be a little ways down the road. We got to really look into the place because we got permission to clean it up too and pretty much, manage it for a little while to get, to do these tours and the haunted overnights we're doing in there from the owner. So stay tuned for that, into the future. I want to see what you guys are saying out there on the live feed right now. I forgot to kick on my phone and check that out, but so I can monitor you guys and see what you're saying here. But we were in there anyway. Me and Amanda were in there in the afternoon in the daylight. We met this lady at 2:00 to do the interview, going back to this. And we started hearing things in the daylight that we cannot explain. So not only, is there strange activity going on in Pylon Manor at night, there's strange activity going on in Pylon Manor in the daytime, which makes sense. A lot of these places, a lot of these haunted buildings, these locations, especially anything from hospitals to, buildings that were used during the daytime and active during the daytime, especially by residents that were there, are active, are paranormally active in the daytime, obviously, because, that's when they went to their activities. That's when they ate lunch. That's when they were out doing things. And, it just makes sense that daytime paranormal investigations or daytime activity is taking place in these buildings as well. And that's really cool. We got Stephanie Smith on here watching on the live feed tonight. Hey, Stephanie, I have not talked to you in a long time. That's an ex-Haunted Voices right there. We used to do back in the day when I was on the talk show with Todd Bates, and I helped Haunted Voices Radio. But hey, Stephanie, hope you're doing well. That's cool to see you on there out there tonight. But yeah, we're going to continue to investigate the place and continue to hopefully have some public events and overnights there, including the one we've got coming up. So I'm going to kind of tell you guys about that too. But me and Amanda couldn't find any explanation for some of the sounds we heard. We heard what sounded like, I don't know, it almost sounded like somebody pushing a cart down the hallway. There is like a little cart made out of PVC pipe that we found that we rolled that made a similar sound. We also heard what sounded like the doors opening, and Ed Reese, my other team member, was supposed to meet us there so we could clean the place up and do an investigation Friday night. And we thought he was coming in. I literally thought Ed was coming in the building. And we looked, toward the front doors where the noise came from, and it was not Ed. He was not there yet. About 5 minutes later, we look out the window and we see Ed pulling into the drive. So really strange. We asked him just to make sure he wasn't messing with us. We said, you didn't get here about 5 minutes ago, come in and mess with us, did you? And he said no. And I believe him. He wasn't around. We would have, seen it, I believe. But Ed wouldn't do that to us anyway. But yeah, we have no explanation for why we heard what sounded like doors opening, people walking, a cart going down the hallway. I was in one area of Pylon Manor, looking to clean it up. We were looking at the rooms and everything. And there's it's like a sign on the wall where they've got all the former residents there mapped out. It's kind of a map. And I was looking at that, reading the names off of it. And this is no joke, guys. I got poked in the back. Very few times have I ever experienced physical activity or something like that at a location. But it felt like somebody just poked me right in the back. And I turned around to make sure it was nobody. The closest person to me was the older gentleman that we were interviewing, his wife and him. He was the closest person standing to me when that event took place, but he didn't do it. I asked him, I said, did you just poke me? And he's like, no. I could see the look of what the heck's this guy talking about, in his eyes, like he probably thought I was crazy. Maybe I am. But something definitely, it felt like, it poked me in the back. So, it's a cool place, guys. We're going to continue to investigate and talk about this place. Looks like we got a full house out there tonight in the chat, too. We appreciate everybody watching. It looks like we got Aaliyah, we got Karen Cat, Jen Newland, Bob McMillan. Looks like he's watching. Greg Mayberry just commented. I don't see a lot of you guys either that are watching unless you comment. So if you comment, then I'll acknowledge you sometimes, like if I'm paying attention here. It's kind of hard to do everything at once and run the show and talk to you guys. But just send me a comment. Let me know you're out there watching. Where are you guys all from tonight? Just put that in the chat, where you're watching from tonight, who you are, and how you got interested in the Crawford County, Illinois Ghost Hunter Society and our talk show and our investigations. We want to hear about you guys too. It's like we got Cindy out there, Greg Mayberry. Like I say, Greg says the other building is also haunted. I know someone that lived in there, and they said they heard all kinds of strange noises. And I believe he's talking about the south building. See, there's another building that unfortunately it's occupied by somebody right now, and they were going to take us through that building. We got permission to go through that building, but I don't know if we're going to until he gets out of there, or if he gets out of there. But yeah, with the south building, it was what I believe to be a nursing home. And see, the Pylon Manor, which is, a separate building altogether, the one we've been investigating, was a home for the mentally disabled. And again, if you guys are watching any of our live feeds or any of our things, involving Pine Manor, I know we posted an advertisement on several pages about our upcoming events. And on one of them, a guy said, well, it's mean to investigate a place where, the mentally disabled were held. Well, I mean, we investigate places where anybody lived or where everybody lives. And, it's not mean because the mentally disabled, in my opinion, live there. I mean, we're not making fun of anybody. We're trying to communicate and research, haunted locations. So, we apologize. We're not trying to offend anybody by using the word, mentally disabled. We have the utmost respect for anybody with a condition like that. So I just want to let you guys know that. And, we don't provoke anything. We're not trying to get anything to leave this place. We're trying not to use last names when we know people that have died in there or, have had an associated death with Pine Lawn Manor. We know of one individual named Ed, and I'm just going to call him Ed. I mean, a lot of you people out there probably know who this is. And again, we've been told he was an extremely nice guy, the best guy, in the world. So, like, again, these were people's loved ones, and we're just trying to communicate and scientifically research life after death, and these places that have paranormal activity, ghostly type phenomena associated with them. So again, I just want to get that out there. We come at this place with the utmost respect. We're not like the guys on TV that go in and they try to challenge and yell at these ghosts, and then when something confronts them, they run out screaming. I'm not going to name which 3 individuals those are on TV, but I'm sure you guys can figure that out real quick. But we don't do stuff like that. We're there to scientifically investigate claims of paranormal activity and phenomena wherever it is, and that's why we don't look at any place with disrespect or any differently. We'll investigate a place like this just like we'll investigate Walmart if we were called into there. If Walmart was having strange paranormal activity or phenomena. And the weird thing, I'm speaking about Walmart, years ago we investigated Taco Bell in Robinson, Illinois, because they were having strange occurrences take place. So we did a small investigation at Taco Bell, which is pretty close to the cemetery in that area, but they were having weird things going on. We've investigated a lot of restaurants, a lot of places, which brings up wait a minute. I'm trying to read comments here, but brings up, we have an investigation coming up on October the 5th, which is a Monday night. And that's why I really want to get this talk show going tonight, because I wasn't sure. I was about ready to cancel tonight. I mean, I was having major internet problems. I finally threw a hotspot up at the window over here to get us going tonight. And otherwise, I was just getting ready to put on their shows canceled tonight, because it starts at 8, guys. And I always end up starting at 8:30 due to some malfunction. But on October 5th, we are going to be investigating a location in Effingham, Illinois. And a lot of our places, I've told you guys this out there before, a lot of our investigation that we do and the places we investigate are confidential, and they will not let us release this. So unfortunately, this is going to be one of them in Effingham, Illinois. And oh my gosh, I wish we could go live, guys, because it's just amazing. This location, I think, is going to be really cool. You guys would love it if they would allow us to go live, but as of right now, they won't. It's one of those things where I don't know if they want the publicity. I don't know if they want the, because I mean, some of our videos get anywhere from 20,000 to, 30,000 views. So it's like, I don't know if they want the publicity of us going live there. I mean, unfortunately, but yeah, just know Monday night, October the 5th, we're going to be doing a good one, guys. Hopefully, I mean, they said they would let us review it after, or they would review, what we got after the investigation, and possibly let us tell where it's at, and possibly let us post evidence from it. So that'd be cool if they do. And if they do, I'll let you guys know on our next talk show, or we'll post, evidence if we find any after the investigation. But we're going to be in Effingham, Illinois on October the 5th doing that. Let's see here, trying to read comments. We and your crew be staying there too, Jason. I don't think we're going to be, if you're referring to the Effingham one, I don't think we're going to, we're going to be at the location all night, and then we'll probably drive home with no sleep the next day. But we're going to go into the Effingham investigation, I believe, at 6 p.m., and we're leaving at 4 a.m. So we're going to be up all night on that one, and it's going to be a good one. But I want to talk about the stuff we've got coming up too, all of our haunted tours, and talk with you about that. We did release our official schedule of haunted tours and events for 2020, and you can find that on our Facebook page. So just check that out. All of them are on there, and if we do have anything change, we actually do have to update it already because we've got another event that just popped up that was on our pending list. I'm going to tell you about first off here in a minute, but definitely check out our haunted tours and events for 2020. If you guys would like to, reserve a spot, call or messages. Our phone number is at the bottom of the flyer there. It's 1-312-572-9811. Leave us a message if we're not, if we don't answer. Definitely leave a message. We'll get back with you as soon as possible. Just tell us the amount of people you want, what tour you want to schedule, what night, and all of our events are pay at the door, and our stuff goes back to helping restore these places also. You can see up in the upper right-hand corner of that flyer again, that's McPike Mansion up there in the upper right-hand corner of the flyer. Let me get that off there, and I'll just throw McPike Mansion up there. But I'll go ahead and advertise this again. On October 24th, kind of going out of order, we've got the event over at Alton, Illinois. We had Sharon on our show last Monday. Awesome guest. I love Sharon. I love talking with her. She's got a lot of cool stories, and she's put a lot of time and effort into the McPike Mansion, guys. But this is one of the events we're going to be helping with. This isn't our event, but we are co-oping with Sharon. We are helping her do this event on the 24th. So you go to McPikeMansion.com to register for that event. So just go on McPikeMansion.com, check that out, register for her event on the 24th. We're going to be the host team over there helping with that. We're going to have our equipment over there, and we're going to be helping with her overnight camp out that she's having at the McPike Mansion. We did a full-scale investigation of that location a while back and went live from there. Found some really cool stuff, so that's why I love this place. And I was totally on board for helping her do any type of event that takes place there. And she was needing some help this year, and we like helping people. So we kind of stepped in and, helped Sharon out on this event at McPike Mansion. Definitely go to McPikeMansion.com and sign up for that one on October 24th. So you guys can experience that if you want to. It's a little bit of a drive, I know, for us, but it's well worth it if you guys haven't ever been there. It's a neat location. Trying to bring up my schedule here, and I will talk about some of the other stuff we got going on here. But yeah, this is all on our page that we just put out the other day. But we're going to start out our annual haunted tours this year. We are doing them, guys. If all of you out there are watching, wondering if we're going to do our haunted tours like we normally do, where you follow behind in your vehicle and we take you to haunted places all over the Crawford County area. Yeah, we are, but we're only doing I believe one night now. And that's due to, we had 2 nights scheduled for it, but somebody wanted us to do a private investigation, a large group of people. So we canceled one of our night of haunted tours to do a private tour and with some individuals. So the one night we're doing our normal haunted tours as we normally do is October the 10th, which is coming up here, guys. I believe that's a Friday night, October the 10th. And we're going to be going different locations. We're going to different locations than we've ever went on our haunted tours before. So if you went to previous years, definitely check these out, because we're going to be going on a whole new route with all new stops that you've probably never seen if you've been on any of our other haunted tours. And that starts at 7 p.m. and lasts till 2 a.m. or possibly later, depending on the amount of activity we get and how many people end up conking out on us at midnight or screaming and running and getting in their car and taking off. That happens. We had a group from Texas come on one of our haunted tours. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, one year, and these individuals, they went to Harmony Cemeteries where it took place at. This guy ended up getting thrown. I don't know. I don't believe in that type of stuff, but I seen it. The guy flew through the air. He was standing on a tombstone, and I think the guy was mad or something and ended up throwing this guy. It was the weirdest thing I ever seen, but that was about 12 years ago. And these people just took off. I mean, they left our tour. They jumped in their vehicles, peeling out, and gravel was flying and dust was going everywhere. So we have some interesting things happen on our tours. That's not even to mention the car that caught on fire one year mysteriously at Bel Air. We looked out there and a car caught on fire. We've just had a lot of strange things. People's cars getting locked, the keys getting locked in people's cars, flat tires. I mean, our tours are strange. But anyway, definitely sign up for our regular haunted tour on October the 2nd, which is Friday night, and we can we'll get you signed up for that. It's only $5 a person for that one. You guys follow along in your own vehicle. So it's really safe if you're worried about, not getting in contact with a lot of people. Wear your mask. You're in your own vehicle. You're following behind us. You can stay way apart from people at the locations. It's, going to be a safe event. We're going to try to make it as safe as possible due to the COVID-19 and the COVID-19 restrictions. We're limited it to, a certain amount of people, and, definitely wear masks. Wear masks to all our events, guys. We're just saying masks are required, at all of our events. So just bring it like you do, like you're going to Walmart. But October the 10th or October 3rd. Now that's our haunted scavenger hunt. And that's what I want to talk about again for a little bit. But October 3rd, we're going to be doing our scavenger hunt all over the place. Now, that starts at Bel Air, Illinois, and the registration starts at 7 p.m. Now, you go to Bel Air, Illinois, and there's a little community center there. It's the old schoolhouse, which we do investigations at, and it's one of our haunted tour stops. That's where we're going to be basing the haunted scavenger hunt from. So if you guys want to come to that event on October the 3rd, that's our haunted scavenger hunt. You come to Bel Air, and you guys stay tuned for this because, there's going to be some cool prizes this year. Monocles is sponsoring it, so that's really cool. It's $20 per team or vehicle. So if you got a couple people, it's 10 a piece. If you got a carload of 4, it's just $5 a piece. You can come with 4 people in your car, 2 of you, 10 of you. It doesn't matter. If you're a team, it's $20. And that's per car or per team. So, and what happens is that money goes into a bucket and the winner takes half of that cash. So you guys get half of the cash that night. If we get a lot of people, sometimes it's a heck of a prize. So, and we go to all these haunted locations that we put out. We're not going to tell you. We give you clues. You go to these haunted locations, and there's a way to verify you were there that we're going to tell you during the rules of the scavenger hunt. And then you come back. First team back with either all the locations or the most locations wins by midnight. So you've got from 7 p.m. to midnight to get back to the Bel Air Community Center to win the cash if you're the winning team. So, but, you could get back first and another team get back and they've got more places before midnight and they win because they got more places. So it's not just who gets back first, but who has the most spots and gets back before midnight. Let me verify that. But another thing with all of our haunted tours this year, I was just telling you guys, Monocles Pizza is sponsoring our haunted scavenger hunt, our events this year. So if I think second and third prize will be donated by Monocles. They're going to give away some pizzas and some kind of free family pleasers, I think. But yeah, they're going to be giving out second and third prizes. It's going to be sponsored by Monocles Restaurant in Robinson, Illinois. So, and here's the thing too, on any of our haunted tours and events, if you guys eat at Monocles Pizza before any of our events, and then you come to our event and give us the receipt, your receipt will be entered into a contest, and you have a chance to again win a prize from Monocles Pizza. So we've got a lot of stuff going on for Monocles this year. So again, eat at Monocles before any of our haunted tours. Bring us your receipt. That receipt goes into a bucket. We'll draw from it, and whoever wins that gets some more stuff from Monocles. So that's really cool. We can't appreciate that enough for Monocles Pizza in Robinson, Illinois. They're sponsoring our events this year. But again, our big public event is at Pine Lawn Manor. We've got Pine Lawn, the public event, and that's October 16th, 17th, 30th, and the 31st. And this is selling out quick, guys. So get on here and message us or call us today if you want a ticket to the public event at Pine Lawn Manor in Sumner, Illinois. That's the location we've been investigating, where we've been finding a lot of paranormal activity that we cannot explain. And definitely bring a friend, and do not wear open-toed shoes in this place, guys. If you do come, make sure you've got either boots or shoes that cover your toes fully, or feet. Do not wear sandals or any type of open-toed shoes to any of our events, preferably, because the Pine Lawn has a lot of stuff. We're trying to get it all swept up. There's a lot of glass, there's nails. I mean, this place has been abandoned and ran down for a long time, and nobody's taken care of it. So that's why we're trying to help it out a little. We're trying to clean it up and help the owner out a little with this and get it back to some better conditions. So that'll be the 16th, 17th, 30th, and 31st of October. Sign up. Let us know which date you want, how many will be attending. That's $20 per person. You pay out the door that night, and you can leave at any time. And paranormal investigators are welcome. If you have equipment, if you guys have K2 meters, you have millimeters, or any type of equipment, recorders, video cameras, definitely bring that. We encourage that. We welcome that. If there's any paranormal investigators out there watching, we encourage you to come to this too. And we are eventually going to probably be doing weekends, like paranormal investigator weekends, where people can possibly investigate this location. And we'll put that out at a later time, kind of giving you a heads up on that. But definitely check this out. It's a cool place. We've got a lot going on. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna say bear with me here tonight. I'm trying to find everything. This Wednesday, I don't want to forget this. I'm gonna tell you guys, we will be on WIKK 103.5, the Eagle, out of Newton, Illinois. We're going to be on the radio with Bobby Ashley. That's going to be this coming Wednesday at 10:10 a.m. We're going to be on the air with WIKK 103.5, the Rockin' Eagle out of Newton, Illinois. That's 103.5 FM. And Bobby Ashley is going to be the host with that. She has us on every year. We have a cool time with Bobby. She's went on a lot of our events over the years, and we've investigated some locations that she sent us to. So we're going to be talking about our haunted tours and some of our recent investigations on there. She usually has us every year, and it is this Wednesday at 10:10 a.m. if you guys want to tune in and listen to that. So trying to get back to my page so I can monitor the live feed again. Maybe. I'm sure I'm missing some of our... Oh, I am missing one of our events. It's been a long night, guys. One of our haunted tours we're going to be doing also this year is a haunted tour of Merrim, Indiana. And that's on our haunted tour list of events also. We're going to be taking you around to Merrim, Indiana. And if you've seen our live feed we done from Merrim, it was really cool. We investigated several locations that night, and it ended with us investigating the Merrim Livery House. We're not going to be doing the Merrim Livery House on our tour that's her own tour. Emily Condon over there runs some tours if you want to get into that house. But we're going to be doing a haunted Miriam tour that does not include that location. We don't know if it's haunted or not, to tell you the truth. We did do an investigation there, and we can't really confirm that the location's haunted. So we like to take people to places, that we know will have absolute activity. I mean, we had some strange things there that we probably need to follow up, but I don't know if it was paranormal or not. But our Haunted Miriam, Indiana tour will take you to several cemeteries and some places in the area that we talked about on our live feed, where we done a investigation in the Miriam area. We've done several investigations in the Miriam area. We've investigated that place for years. I mean, I don't even know how many years we've been investigating the locations and sites around Miriam, Indiana, Graysville, all the way up to Terre Haute. I mean, we investigate all over Indiana too. We're in Indiana a lot of times more than we're in Illinois. So, but definitely check out our schedule of events for the Miriam, Indiana tour. Now, that one leaves a lot earlier, and that's $10 per person. That leaves at like 4. So if you want to do something a little earlier and end a little earlier, that's probably the tour for you. Some of it's going to be in the daylight. We're going to leave at 4 p.m. from, I believe, I forgot where I put the location down there. I believe we're leaving from Monocles again on that one. So, which I didn't put on the event, but we got a lot going on. We've also got several places to investigate where people have asked us to come into the Greenup area. So we're going to be in Greenup, Illinois, investigating some locations, possibly going live. We'll see what the owner ends up saying about that. But look forward to that too in the near future. We're going to be in Greenup, Illinois, doing some investigations. Some people contacted us, and there's a restaurant there that we're going to be investigating. But I think that is all the announcements I have for tonight. I'm sure I missed a few or got those all out of order. Like I say, it was a rush getting the show started, and it wouldn't start, and all kinds of problems, guys. So I appreciate you hanging in there with me. But we're going to kind of talk about some stuff tonight, the rest of the show, or for 30 minutes, and I'm going to open it up to, discussion with you guys. I guess tonight's subject, we're going to be talking about, we had a lot of questions, people messaging us lately about attachments, like, can a ghost or spirit attach to you? Can they follow you home? Are they evil? Are they dark? Do we believe in demons? That type of stuff. So we're going to kind of cover the subject of all that tonight with what's remaining after all those advertisements. Sorry. But we're going to talk about, why do they follow us home? Do they follow us home? Years ago, until recent, I don't know, it's probably been within the past 5 years. I actually started believing possibly in maybe something can follow you home. I don't know about the attachment thing. I don't necessarily believe ghosts and spirits can attach to a person or an individual, but I do believe they can follow you. And I wouldn't have told you yes to that if I did not have a personal experience regarding that. And I'm sure if you've watched some of our talk shows, you've heard me talk about that. But I do believe ghosts or spirits can follow people and do follow people. And I think that's why a lot of us paranormal investigators have strange things happen, especially at our homes. We go home after an investigation. We may hear a knock. We may hear a bang. We may see something out of the corner of our eye. I mean, I've been so many places. I imagine I've got 5,000 people following me around by now. But the good news is, I don't believe they stay long, which I guess is a good thing. But I do think ghosts and spirits follow you home. We had a lot of messages to our email stuff asking us that question, will I be followed if I go to one of your tours, or will I be followed if I hang out with you guys on an investigation? And I can't say no, you won't be, but I can't say yes, you will be either. I don't believe a ghost or spirit can physically attach to a person. That comes with a lot of different beliefs, and a lot of it boils down to religious beliefs. And I know I don't like to get into religion on this show, because religion and politics are the two big things that make people mad, and people get upset, over those two things. So I don't like to talk about any of that a lot on our shows. But when we're diving into the subject of paranormal research and life after death, it's really hard not to touch on the subject of religion, because it plays a big role in the psychology and the mindset of the people that are experiencing paranormal activity, and the people that call us in that say their house is haunted. And I've seen variations over the years of different people with different religious backgrounds, not picking on one particular religion or another, but and I just recently had a conversation with one of my team members, ex-team members now. I'm not going to mention his name or anything, but he's looking into becoming Catholic. And nothing against any Catholic person out there. Again, I have respect for everybody and everybody's religion and all that, so I don't like to talk about it. But it seems like the Catholic religion in particular labels things as demonic and evil quicker than other ones do. And, that's where your exorcisms come from, your demonic possessions, your priests that come in to bless houses, all these religious symbols and artifacts that are supposed to ward off demons and evil spirits. From my experience being a paranormal investigator over the years, people's religious backgrounds do play a big role into how they perceive paranormal activity and how they perceive this activity that's taken place in their home, their business, or anything, that happens. But you got to take, I hate to say this, you sometimes have to take the religious blinders off and look at things from an outside point of view, almost a scientific point of view. I'm not saying throw religion to the side, but I'm saying if you've been taught a certain way, all your life, you're going to believe that, you're going to believe that's the way. You're going to believe that everything's dark, everything's demonic, everything's evil. We just don't see this stuff that we're experiencing and finding as evil. We're not finding any proof of evil spirits like you see on TV. We're not finding proof of demons. What we are finding proof of and evidence of is that the soul or life force or whatever you want to call it does survive death, but it does not necessarily, it's not evil and demonic and stuff. It's just people without bodies. And the place where we've been investigating has really opened my mind, and I hate to talk about it really because because I don't mean any disrespect toward anybody, but due to the nature of that location we've been investigating, we figured out through EVP and ITC research that these individuals can't interact with us. They can't communicate with us like individuals would at a normal location. So we've had to find new ways of communicating, new ways of trying to reach out to these people and try to talk with them or make contact with them, because some of them I don't think can figure out how to use the electronic equipment we've got, which shows us also that we have this preset idea that once we die, once we leave this body, that, we're perfect. We have this perfect body now. We're, everybody's fine. There's no more sickness. There's no more disabilities or anything like that. But some of our research is kind of scary, because with the Pylon Manor, we can see that it seems like some of those people still can't communicate well. So it kind of shows us that maybe we don't know as much about things as we think we do. And it makes you open your mind up and wonder, and that's why we do this, guys. I mean, we're always researching, strange phenomena or life after death and trying to figure out, what does happen. And, there's not much we do know. That's the thing, Socrates had that quote, the real true wisdom is knowing that you know nothing. And that's where we're at, because we don't know what's going on. But when it comes to, labeling stuff dark and demonic, I think people are going down the wrong road doing that, especially these TV shows. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's one show I just cannot stand. There's actually, all the TV shows I can't say. That's why I'm not doing it. But there's one in particular. I'm not going to name any names, but I'm sure you're going to figure out who it is. But There's a detective and a psychic, and the detective, I think he's an okay guy if he can get away from her. But that lady, that psychic that's with this detective on TV, that lady is nuts. I'm sorry, I'm calling her out right here, but she tells people so much bad stuff. She draws these drawings of evil things, of demonic things, of black things, scares these people. I watched an episode where she told these people to get out of their house or they're going to be killed by this entity or demon that she made up in her own head for entertainment and TV purposes. But guys, don't believe that stuff you see on TV. It's all fake. It's all for entertainment, and it's all it is. If they didn't find an evil demonic hunchback thing with wings, I mean, who's going to watch that? But it's all fake, guys. There's very little evidence to suggest that these things are real. And I we're trying to find evidence that ghosts are real. We found a lot of things that indicate that we are talking or communicating with ghosts or spirits, but that's not saying, I sometimes doubt whether ghosts or spirits are real. I mean, I'm that skeptical, when I research places. I mean, I try to debunk things, and there's been time periods in my life and I guess you could call it career as a paranormal investigator, where I didn't believe in any of this stuff, where I'm like, I don't even believe in ghosts. I don't even believe in spirits. This is all a bunch of bull, because I want absolute proof and absolute evidence that this stuff's going on. That's why I continue to do the EVP and the ITC research. That's one of the best indicators, in my opinion, that we're communicating with something other than us. I mean, we're communicating with something. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but we're making contact with some type of intelligent source. So, but yeah, just be careful, guys, with the labels and the demonic stuff. And there's a lot of shows out there that will mislead you into thinking that this stuff's evil and bad, and it's not. So, and I know I've touched on that on a lot of my shows, the way we look at paranormal research. But I can't stress that enough. Is there anybody out there? I mean, anybody out there watching or on our live feed? Have you guys ever had an encounter with what you call a demon? I mean, that's the thing. I've told people, I say, give me pictures of a demon, show me pictures of a demon. And nobody's been able to come up with any type of picture of a demon. That they get these pictures that's called audio pareidolia. Sorry, I'm talking about EVP stuff now. They get pictures, that are what we call pareidolia. They look like something where they're not. Matrixing, again, it looks like something that it's not. But it's just a lot of stuff, people are looking into that I think is false, So. And I've been present, like I say, I've tried to investigate locations where dark and demonic activity supposedly has taken place. I've even investigated possible, possessions of people, and every time that I investigate, and you've heard me talk about this time and time again, I truly believe, unfortunately, that what I witnessed was a mental disability. With some of these people, unfortunately, which is sad, and that's misdiagnosed a lot nowadays. And people will, especially again, not try to throw make it sound bad on religion or anything today. But a lot of people, they automatically religiously say, "Oh, the guy's possessed. He's demonically possessed, and he's got demons inside him, and all this." But a lot of it's just mental illness from a lot of these people that's just been undiagnosed. I know psychologists, but I can sit there and see that, the individuals I've been involved with where they thought they were possessed definitely needed help. And so I want to know, is anybody out there? I mean, and I've got an open mind to this stuff too. If I see a demon tomorrow night, I'll let you guys know, but I doubt it's going to happen. But I want to know out there, have you guys ever experienced demonic activity or what you perceive as demonic activity? And, if you truly believe that it was, let me know. Don't take our opinions or beliefs as your own. Base your opinion on your own research, on your own thoughts, on your own background. That's the thing too. I don't like to influence or persuade anybody with our thought process, but I do like to tell the truth. And the truth is these TV shows are lying, and that's what makes me mad. You get these TV shows that just portray all this stuff as evil and demonic, and it just gives all paranormal investigators a bad name and a bad rep. I hate to bash them, but even Ed and Lorraine Warren, they were the pioneers and the founders of paranormal investigators, they say, and they made, paranormal investigation mainstream. I don't believe half of their cases. I don't believe half of what they said. I don't believe a lot of that stuff that they were talking about. If you know anything about Ed and Lorraine Warren, not bashing them or anything like that. But again, they were both demonologists and psychics, and it was just a lot of hoaxing, I think. A lot of misrepresentation and false evidence presented to the public, probably for fame and fortune, but that's my opinion. But if you guys have ever seen anything weird out there, that's what I want to know. It says maybe Luke saying something. Jason, what do you think about sleep paralysis? My friend had a post where she woke up and couldn't breathe and saw a black shadow figure with a hat. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about sleep paralysis and even what's called the old hag syndrome, where people feel like there's a lady on their chest, or they wake up and they see this ugly looking demonic person over them. Some of that's called the old hag syndrome or the sleep paralysis and stuff. I think a lot of times when you sleep, your mind is in a psychological state to where, again, you may be dreaming and you may wake up and perceive what you're seeing and feeling as reality, when in all reality, it's not. You're still dreaming. And I think that's what a lot of it has to do with. But I'm open to the possibility that, while we sleep, our mind opens up and we are allowed to see and hear things we can't normally see, obviously. Where do we go when we dream? That's a whole subject too. Is that another dimension? What happens to us when we're in this dreamlike state? Are we actually leaving our bodies? There's astral projection, where people have reported leaving their bodies during sleep or during surgeries. Actually, a good friend of mine had a surgery, and she went to surgery, and she was out, and when she woke up, she told me this story that while she was under, she left her body and went to the next room and was talking to a guy. And I said, okay. And she told me what the guy looked like and everything. Well, about that time, they wheeled this other guy out. She described that guy perfectly. That was over in the next room having a procedure done also. And she swears that while she was under, the anesthesia or whatever, and she was unconscious, that she left her body and they were communicating, and she knew what this guy looked like. And I believe her because she described this guy, and he came out of the next room shortly after that, and I seen it. So it was like, there's things like that I just can't explain. Do we leave our bodies during a sleep-like state with astral projection or things like that too, which kind of what, goes into the thing Luke's talking about. You wake up too and you see something standing there. It could be just because you're half asleep still. I don't know, but I truly believe it's possible. Trying to answer some more questions here. No demonic activity, Michael says. Have seen a ghost. My experience were way before I was subjected to any movies or social media influences, Nikki says. Nikki, what type of experiences have you had? And I'm not going to bash anybody out here if they think they've had a demonic experience. I'd like to hear about it, or evil experience. I don't know what Nikki's referring to, but definitely tell me about it, Nikki. Like I say, I'll definitely, respect your opinion and everything, you say about that. But yeah, throw me your stories out there, guys, if you've had anything. Try to get some people. Somebody said something about the Annabelle, the Annabelle doll. Yeah, that's a whole nother subject too. Who knows if that was real, but they sure portrayed it as if it was. But yeah, to answer everybody's questions, it's been sending us messages regarding attachments and dark and evil spirits. I mean, that's our thought process on it. We may be wrong. We're not claiming to know everything. We don't know everything. And, just base your own opinion on it. But from my research, I can't find any evidence, and I look for evidence. I'm a guy that wants to see evidence of, why these things are occurring, what's causing them. Is there any environmental circumstances involved in the ghostly or haunting phenomena that people experience? And that goes into a lot of stuff too. These locations, it's a psychological thing too about the places where these things are experienced. Obviously, it's what we call the old house syndrome, or even the new house syndrome. It can go both ways, because sometimes when people move into a new house, they don't know the pops, the bangs, the doors squeak, and the furnace pops on, makes a popping sound. They don't know those new house sounds when they first move in. So they report a lot of that activity as ghost and haunting like phenomena or activity. And they call us in to investigate it. And we find out, it's just normal, natural sounds occurring within the house, as the heat vents get cold get cold and hot and pop, and the air drafts cause doors to slam. That's a condition that happens a lot of times when people move in. Most often than not, a person will report a haunted location shortly after they move in. And like I say, that's what we call the new house syndrome, because a lot of times they're not used to those sounds, and scientifically, that's what's going on. They report those, within about a month of moving into a location. And then when they settle down into there, well, then the sounds diminish, or they get used to them, and nothing else is reported because they're used to all that and the sounds of that building or location they moved into. And then there's what's called the old house, effect, or old house, syndrome. And that's where psychologically, you look at an old house, an old abandoned house, and you think, oh my God, that's haunted. And it's not, it's due to a psychological mindset that we've been trained to think old abandoned places are haunted, or the oldest part of the cemetery is haunted. Just because that place is abandoned, it's creepy looking, there's no lights, there's cobwebs, the windows are broken out, there's, cats sitting in the window. That's your typical, old house deal, where you're psychologically already determined that, that location is haunted just because of the look of it. So, you got to really get past that too when you're investigating places and investigating spots for paranormal activity. You can't just go to the oldest part of the cemetery. You can't just go find the old houses that are ran down. It could be happening in a brand new house, and we've noticed that a lot. We get a lot of activity. One of our team members, she's experiencing activity in her house, and it's fairly new. It's not an old house. It's a really nice house in a nice neighborhood that was built not too long ago, and she's having paranormal activity. So that may be associated with the land or something that happened before that house was put there. Trying to get Nikki to tell me her experiences, but I don't know if she's still on here. But Jen Newland says, I think I've seen something, but can't speak openly in this forum. Okay. You can tell me, Jen, if you think you've seen something evil or demonic, and that's what we're looking for. I want to, interview people that think they have seen that, or experience some type of phenomena or activity that they think is evil, and why they think it's evil. You guys ever going back to that Lawrenceville house, Luke? Possibly. Yeah, that's kind of what I was just talking about. We may go back there. We've got a big schedule right now, a long schedule of places to investigate, and we've probably got still 30 places left to hit on our schedule. We're trying to get caught up on, so we're going to try to hit that. Yeah, Nikki said, I'll message you tomorrow, or message you more about it tomorrow if you're free. Yep, send me a message, Nikki. That'd be awesome. I'd like to hear, your experience regarding any of that. But yeah, thanks everybody out there again for watching. We got a lot of people, Luke and Sharon and Karen and Jen, but yeah, I think that's all we have going on for tonight. unless somebody else wants to kind of open it up for discussion and questions tonight here at the end. Nikki says, I'm currently living back in the house where my most memorable experiences were. Well, that's cool. I'm not sure where you're from, but maybe we could check that out. I mean, I don't know how close you are, but we got some people talking about far away. We got some people coming on our haunted tours. I'm kind of going off chart here tonight. I'm sorry, but we've got some people coming from a long way away for these haunted tours that we're doing at Pine Lawn and the Masonic Lodge. The Masonic Lodge investigation, which I think I forgot to announce that tonight, and Bob's out there watching, so he's probably going to yell at me. But let me see if I can find the ad for that. I may not have downloaded it. But yeah, we've got one more night of our Masonic Lodge investigation, and that is October the 10th. If you guys want to sign up for that also, that's the Masonic Lodge in Lawrenceville. Has connections to the Underground Railroad and Abraham Lincoln. It also has an Elizabeth Betsy Reed connection. And if you've seen our documentary, that was cool too. And we didn't know that until after the documentary, so I wish we could have put that in there. Craig says, what's your scavenger hunt going to be about? Okay, Nikki's in Parkersburg. Awesome. Too far away. Yeah, I'll get with you, Nikki, about your experiences. And yeah, maybe we can check your place out if you're having some strange things, because we like to document any type of unusual phenomena, especially if you think it's dark or demonic or strange or out of the ordinary. We like to investigate that type of haunting. But Luke, did you guys have another good investigation? Going back to Craig, sorry. What's your scavenger hunt going to be about? Okay, to explain the scavenger hunt again, back to Craig, we're going to be giving you guys clues to different locations around. It may not just be this county, but you're going to be given clues, and you have to decipher those clues and go find the locations. You show up at 7 p.m. for registration, leave at 8 p.m., and the scavenger hunt actually starts from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Now, it's $20 per car or per team, and all that money goes into a bucket. The first person back with the most places before midnight is pretty much the winner. So it's not really the first person back. Like I say, a second person could come back before midnight, have more locations than what you do, and win. So you have to have the most spots and be back by midnight. You had to have found the most, spots that we give you, and there's going to be clues on how to find that. And the first year we done it, it was an awesome time. I mean, it was a pretty good success, and it was a pretty big prize. We had to skip, I think it was last year, so we skipped the year, and we're doing it again this year. But everybody had fun, and it's a fun time, and you don't have to be around a lot of people. You can send one person up, sign up, and go back to your vehicle, and then you're basically, with your own team, and you go all over the place, and you look for these locations we give you, and you could win half the cash that's put into the event. You pay and you get half that cash if you win. Second and third prize, again, sponsored by Monocles. They're going to give some pizzas and I think family pleasers out. At any of our events, again, if you go to any of our events and you eat at Monocles previous to that event and give us the receipt, that's also entered into a drawing for a prize from Monocles that we'll be drawing at the end of October. So that's how the scavenger hunt works, and it's cool. We had a lot of fun with it on the previous years. But let me see what else anybody's asking out there. Did you guys have another good investigation there this past weekend? I think he's talking about Pine Lawn, but we went to Pine Lawn last Friday. Again, Luke, yeah, we had a good one there. We felt a lot of activity again. A lot of weird sounds that we couldn't explain. Trying to read all your comments and get caught up here. Someone was messing with, don't know, witchcraft or voodoo or what. She said to me, you haven't seen me change my body, have you? As I turned around, parent in front of her, and the figure had snakes coming out of its head. Wow. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, Jen. That sounds like Medusa. You don't want to mess with her, but yeah, I don't know. Uh, that's something I'd have to see to believe. But yeah, I mean, I'm not doubting you, but yeah, there's strange things that happen in this world. But definitely, yeah. Tell me more about that, Jen, sometime. But that's pretty weird. Craig says my dad and mom's house. They smell perfume, flowers, hear footsteps, kids laughing, and have felt like someone sat on the edge of the bed. What's your opinion? I completely think that stuff like that happens, Craig, where ghosts or spirits get your attention in in a lot of different ways. They can come across as smells, as noises, basically everything, you described, perfume, flowers, footsteps, kids laughing. That's what we've noticed. They're trying to get our attention, or they're trying to communicate, and they'll communicate in a lot of different ways, or whatever these things are, if they're ghosts or spirits, we're getting communication with something. I don't know what it is, but that's why I like to be skeptical. Even though we're called the Crawford County Ghost Hunters, I'd still question whether or not what we experience, what we find, and what we communicate with is actual ghosts or spirits. But we are finding stuff that we can't explain. But yeah, I think loved ones can come back, and I think that's the strongest evidence we have toward ghosts and spirits too, is loved ones coming back to say goodbye, to communicate and say, that, hey, I'm still around, I'm still here, and try to make contact with you to let you know they're okay. And that may be all they need. I don't know what happens when we die, but maybe that's all they need to cross over. Maybe they just need to tell, their grandson that, they loved him, or their husband or wife that they loved him. And once that message has been, given, or, in some sort of a way, or some sort of way that they let you know they're there, that's all they need. And I think that happens a lot. That's one of our theories behind ghosts and spirits, is that, maybe people die too soon. They don't get a message across. So they stay here to get that message relayed to someone so they can cross over or be happy or go into wherever it is, or the other dimension, the light, the veil, the door, heaven, hell, whatever you want to call it. There's multiple different, ideas regarding where we go and what happens after we die. But the big question is, why are they here? I have no doubt something happens. Our soul or whatever doesn't die because we're communicating with something of these former people. So, it's why are they still here? That's the question. Is it a purgatory? Are they stuck here? Is it unfinished business? There's a lot of theories behind why ghosts and spirits stay and remain here earthbound. And again, you can get into a lot of religious talk on that too, about why, you think they're here, and religion tries to explain that, but can't. That's where, modern day, where us as paranormal investigators try to come in and fill in the gaps, because it doesn't tell you anything in religious text as to why a ghost or spirit remains here earthbound. If it does, I haven't seen it, just spell it out word for word. People get ideas that it says this or that and misinterpret things, but I know it talks about purgatory in some religions, and place between heaven and hell and all that. And some people think you're here until Judgment Day, and there's a lot of theories and a lot of things out there. But I'm getting off subject again. Looks like Greg made it to the show. Hey, Greg, got Greg Koss on here tonight. I'm gonna have Greg as a guest, guys. He had me as a guest on his show. The Shadow Hunters Paranormal. I always mess that up, so I'm not going to try to say. He can type it out in the chat there. But Greg had me on his show. I appreciate that. I'm going to have Greg on here one of these nights too. Maybe here coming up pretty soon. Karen Cat says, are you doing the class at LTC or has it been canceled? Karen, that is a big question, or a good question, I guess. I've got to call probably tomorrow and find that out myself. It's not the class. We were doing a paranormal research and investigation class at LTC last year, and due to the COVID-19, we didn't get to do it this year. And I think it would have been cool and really taken off. But yeah, we actually taught a class at LTC regarding paranormal investigation techniques, procedures, how to research paranormal phenomena, ghostly, and spirit type phenomena. We did a whole course and class on that, but this year we didn't due to, the COVID-19 going on. A lot of stuff, got messed up because of that. But we also do a ghost and haunting seminar every October at LTC, where we do a talk at the library at the Lincoln Trail College, where we taught our class. And I don't know if that's going to take place this year or not due to COVID-19. I've got to call and find out, but I'm assuming probably not, guys, unfortunately, because I think a lot of that stuff's been canceled. But I will get back with you on that, Karen. But thank you, because that was a good question, and you reminded me to call them tomorrow because I had that on my notes the other day and I forgot to do it. Jennifer Baker, that's my cousin, says my dad constantly smelled perfume after my mom, I believe she said, died. He also felt my mom touch his cheek. Yeah, I mean, I really think, loved ones come back, Jennifer, and especially her. I knew her, and I really do. I think, a lot of people come back to communicate with their loved ones. My mom used to smell matches, Clara says, occasionally, and also a shuffling sound like somebody shuffling with house slippers. When my dad was sick, he wore house slippers. He also smoked and used matches. So, yeah, I mean, just a lot of accounts of people experiencing loved ones coming back to communicate with them. And I think that's what happens. I think they do, try to let us know in the best way that they can, in a familiar way. That's what it is. You're familiar with the way, they done things. Maybe they wore a certain perfume or smoked a certain type of cigar, or had a certain walk that you could hear down a hallway. They'll make that similar sound when they pass away to let you know that it's them. So, I mean, it's really cool, the experiences people do have with regarding loved ones after they've passed away. And I myself have had a strange experience, when my mom died. It was a couple of nights later, my radio flipped on in my bedroom and was playing one of her favorite songs. Radio turned on by itself and started playing one of her favorite songs, loud and clear. And, I had a lot of experiences like that myself with, loved ones passing away, and I believe trying to communicate with me. So Craig says, I think you're on it. My oldest brother died tragically at 19. We kind of thought he comes and goes. I think the perfume my mom thought was her sister who had recently died. So, yeah, probably so, Craig. I mean, it's cool the things people experience. That's what drives us to do this. We like to hear people's experiences and keep researching this and keep on it and try to keep you guys up to date on the recent stuff that's going on. And that's why we like to do this show, and we like to go live with our research, our paranormal research. I mean, we're not giving you guys any we try not to put out any false information regarding like paranormal research and techniques. We try to call out the things that are just nonsense and straight out do, stuff that you guys can see and hear and experience as well. We don't like to say, that's why we don't use psychics. We don't use psychics on any of our investigations, because, psychic can say, hey, I see your grandma sitting over there, or I can see your loved one sitting over there, but we can't prove that individual is telling the truth, that they are seeing that. We can't show any evidence that has taken place. So we don't use psychics because of that. Not that we don't believe in psychics are real, or we do a lot of research into psychic, phenomena, but we want to put out information that everybody can see in here, not just say, oh, Miss Cleo over here, here's grandma talking to you. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's why we don't do that. We like to show you stuff everybody can see in here, and we don't use psychics as evidence for any type of paranormal activity. And we don't use them, period. We may have some on our team that are sensitive, and they'll talk about it with us later, but we don't say, we think this is going on at a location because a psychic told us that's going on at a location. I think that is just completely unscientific, and, you're just grasping at straws when investigators do that. any investigation team that uses psychics as evidence for paranormal activity has to be questioned. I mean, they're not taking a scientific approach to research, and they're just making stuff up. So, but Craig says, I think, I guess I read that one. All right, that looks like the last question right now. But I think we're probably going to call it a night here, guys. Unless you have any more questions out there on the chat. It looks like a couple just came in. Do you ever worry about bringing something bad home? Not really. That kind of goes into the beginning thing, Craig. I'm not a big believer in the evil stuff. And I think you have to be a believer, in that stuff, maybe for it to affect you. And since I don't believe in it, maybe that's why it doesn't affect me. It's kind of like voodoo. If you believe in voodoo or witchcraft, and if I put a hex on you and I say all these mumbo jumbo words and I put a voodoo curse on you, that's only going to work if you truly believe that power is real. You've got to give that power in order for that to work and do something to you. If I don't believe in any of that stuff, if I don't believe in a curse or something that somebody mumbles against me, it's probably not going to have any effect against me because mentally, I don't believe that can happen. So I think that's the way a lot of stuff works. I think you have to believe in it. You have to legitimately believe that, that voodoo is real for that voodoo curse to take place. So since I don't believe in evil spirits or demonic spirits, therefore I don't encounter them probably or see them because that's not what I see. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it any better than that. But yeah, that's a good point. Do I ever worry about bad things follow me home? No, not really. I've had weird things follow me home that I wish didn't. I wouldn't call it bad. Again, from a couple incidents that took place that I was present at. I think something followed me home one time just to try to get my attention, and that kind of bothered me for a little while. But it wasn't something bad or evil. It was just something trying to get my attention in a big way. But yeah, that's my thought process on that, guys. Greg Cost says, I'd love to have a medium check out a location before we investigate. But yeah, I mean, nothing wrong with teams out there that use medium psychics as part of their research. It's just not us. Like I say, that's why this world goes around. We're all different. It's my opinion and our opinion that we don't use psychics on investigations. There's a lot of teams that do it. I'm not saying those teams are bad teams. I'm just saying in our standards and eyes, we can't accept that as evidence. But that's just us. That's just our opinion. I'm not saying our opinion is right. We're just saying that we like to have hardcore evidence that something's occurring. But all right, guys. Again, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I keep getting more questions, and I'll go on for 3 hours here. I like talking about all this stuff with you guys. And I appreciate all your comments and everything out there on the show tonight. Definitely check out our haunted tour event and schedule list on our page. And if you want to sign up for any of that, send us a message or give us a call so you guys can check out one of our events. It's going to be really cool. Check out the McPike Mansion event for the 24th. If you want to sign up for that, that is through McPikeMansion.com. And give Sharon a message, and she'll get back with you regarding that one. But I'll see you guys on the next one. We will be doing some investigations before our next show and before our next event. Again, we'll talk about it on our next talk show if you don't hear from us before then. And I apologize for not going live here recently. We've had so many public events and so many things going on. We don't do a lot of live stuff during those because they're public events. So if you're wondering why we haven't been going live since the Pine Lawn, we've just had a lot of stuff going on that we can't go live at. But thanks for watching out there, everybody, tonight. And it's going to be really cool because the next episode, I believe, is going to be our first Monday episode in October. And we are starting our October Halloween season shows. And all of our Halloween season shows, again, we're going to be giving away DVDs to our documentary, The Hanging of Elizabeth Reed, a ghost story. So stay tuned for that. And all of our Halloween shows throughout the month of October are going to be like themed with like Halloween style subjects. And I'm not going to tell you what all those are going to be, but it's going to be really cool. So all of our shows in the month of October are going to be Halloween themed and based on research into different types of phenomena and events that we're going to talk about. So look forward to talking about that. But be safe out there, guys. Have a good evening. And I will talk with you guys on the next paranormal investigation or live talk show.